I mean, like you're the CEO, she's the COO. So eventually at a company, you make the final decision. So and earlier, Lynn, you said, it's the same at the workplace and for home, but is it really? Or like does David, first to David this question, or does she really calls the
if
shot
you're a
at
good
home?
CEO, you're not making that many decisions. Like you want to make the important ones and you want to put your
Right.
foot down when it matters. And when there's it gets to me, hopefully, like her ability means less problems come to me, less big
Right.
problems come to me. So it's that I think, and I mean, the board is us too. So, yeah, it
Right.
is. I
So
know.
neither of us can fire the other. We don't have the majority.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an equal partnership, but I think companies structurally, co-CEOs is like confusing. People don't get it. So it's like, to me, it's one job, and eventually it gets to the one person, and you have two people on the chief, you have two people on the board, and as far as all the team and problems are concerned, like either one of us can handle it. And eventually, yeah, I may need to put my foot down, but it's usually that's not a thing that happens often. I mean, I think if you look at our life, maybe I've made some of the bigger decisions or was, the proponent for them, but overall, the amount of decisions we've made as a family and as a company, Link's made more of them, so in the aggregate, I think,
Yeah, I would say, going back to the complementary skill set, it's also mindset. David is more of a creative mind and a very abundance mentality mindset of like expansion and growth. Whereas I'm of a more practical and not like opposite of abundance, but I'm definitely focusing on like what's in front of me and trying to focus on completing and executing what's needed the most. So yeah, it's like explore versus exploit. You can also think of it that way. If we sit in front of like a Netflix night, which we rarely have these days, just the two of us, but let's just imagine for one night, just the two of us deciding on a Netflix movie, then I would tend to go to something that I already know and love, like The Office, whatever. And David would like present me with like 10 different new options. So I think that's kind of balance works out in both our relationship as well as the way we run the company. Like, I think you would probably agree with me on that, but like team members probably tend to go to me more for like day-to-day stuff. Like, oh, who do I go for this kind of things? Or, I have this event that I have to go to. Can you like take a quick look at my points in my presentation? Whereas for David, like we have a developer who was working on his own like a hackathon idea, and who would pitch it to David, right? Like, oh, this is like potentially a new company idea that I have. Would you like to take a look at it? So I think people come to us for different reasons, and we make different pieces of our company puzzles move